Hello, this is Sandy, and it's day 10 of my 13 days before Halloween, which means it's getting really close to Halloween, and we're almost finished with this little house, just a few more days, and it should be completed. Today I'm going to work on putting a few more ghosts in, and then I'm going to add the roof on, and then see how much time we have to add some more details outside. So let's get started. I've added ghosts into the upper windows of the house, but I decided I wanted some in the round windows. I think they look really cute peeking through the round window at the top of the house. So I'm just gluing this to the inside so that the ghost is peeking through the window panes. And I got it looking the way I wanted, so now I'm ready to start on the roof. Now we've already patterned our roof on the under the eaves and on top of the roof, and you have your fold line. So you have these two tabs that you did not paint where you will add your glue. So I'm just deciding which sides I want facing the front. And now I'm going to apply a good amount of glue onto the flaps that will hold the roof onto the house. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue on both of the flaps. And I think I'm going to put some just like right on the top edge where the roof will lay. Most of the support will be on the flaps, but I think just a little bit of glue along these might help. Okay, so let's take our roof. I'm going to take it and I'm going to place it down where it should go. Just have to look at it, make sure it's fitting with the fold in the center at the top, and then reach up underneath the bottom from the open bottom of the house, and I'm reaching up and I'm just burnishing with my fingers that flap to make sure it attaches to the roof on both sides. I've let the roof dry, and now I'm ready to put that crooked chimney on, and I just placed it up there to see where I think I might like it, and now I have applied glue to the flat bottom piece of it, and right along the fold line I'm placing it a little off center on the back side. I believe it is the back side of the roof. And you just have to sit and hold it. There's not much else you can do. There's no way to brace it up or anything. Now that the chimney's dry, I'm ready to do a little bit of decorating. You see the ghost in the top window on the left, and I'm going to add the witch to the left side of on the front of the house, just under the eaves. And because I finished the back side of her as well as the front, a little bit of her could stick off from the side. And just cleaning up a little bit of glue there that kind of oozed out, but it will dry clear. And so the ghost is going to go on the right side, the chipboard ghost that I finished with the white paint in the glossy accents. It also has some of that Wink of Stella or the Nouveau glitter pen on it. So I'm going to glue that on the side. And just clean up any of the little bit of glue that you might have that comes out from under it. Now you can put your little elements anywhere you like on your house or add other things. I'm going to add some, I think, large spiders, things like that to mine that didn't come with the kit. Right now I think I'm going to put the little street light and sign. Now you'll notice that I did cut a little bit of the orange paper and glue that in where the light should be so that it's not totally black. And I also cut out a little sign from the paper and glued that on the sign. So mine says creepy. That's the word that would fit from that collection. So whatever you want to put on your sign, you could put numbers or an address or something like that. So I'm just gluing it to the top edge of the roof line of the porch, and then I glued it to the bottom of the porch. So it's just right there on the right side of that little column there. And I'm having to hold it down to make sure it stays stuck. So I have the black cat, and I think I'm going to want it on at the base of the porch. So I'm going to glue him down right there by the column. Put some glue a little bit on his back of his feet. And just stick that right there and hold. And then I have one other thing that did come with the kit, and that's the bat, and I'm going to put that up on the chimney. So let me see if I can move this down. I don't think I can move it down into the frame. I'm just going to put it on there. I'm just putting some glue on the chimney where I want the bat. Now I know the bat's black and the chimney's black, but he does have that glossy, glittery look to the bat, so that's where I'm going to put that. So I'll move it down just a little bit. Maybe you can see it. There it is. So it does have a distinction in between the black of the two blacks. So I'll let those dry. Okay, everything's dry and I'm liking how it looks. I like the shutters and the ghost that I've added. And I think I probably should have put the chipboard ghost and the witch down a little lower. They're under the eave of the house, so when it's sitting at eye level, it's hard to see them. But my house is going to be sitting up higher on a shelf, so then when you look up to them, there's going to be fine. Now I want to incorporate these two fence pieces, and so I've decided to make a box stand for the house. Now you may not have chipboard that you can cut and use, so if you have a box a size that would work mostly a box lid, then that would be fine and you would just cover it. So I have cut one piece of black chipboard to 8 inches by 9 inches, and I'm checking the house and see that it fits the way I want it to. I don't want it really big. I just want to have a little area around it and in the front for the fence. And then I cut two pieces of regular chipboard that are 9 inches by 1 1/4 inches tall, and two that are 8 inches by 1 1/4 inches tall. So you can just cut these how you want them, or like I said, use a box lid. That would work just fine. Now I've selected the paper that I want to assemble and wrap this quote box lid in. So what I'm doing now, I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper from the collection, and I'm laying out the pieces to see if it's going to work. Now it's going to be a tight fit down at the top and the bottom, but I think I can make it work. I'm going to keep the barcode piece on there because that's just going to wrap. As long as I have a little bit of the pattern wrapped over the edge, that's going to work out fine because I'm going to finish the inside as well. So I'm laying these out, and I'm going to start out by gluing some of these pieces down. So I'm just deciding which one I want to start with to make sure that I have it correct. And I need to decide which side I want. So I want the dots down, so that means I'm going to glue to the back side, which is the bats on this piece of paper. So I flip the paper over and I'm going to glue to the back side of the bats. So I'm just checking the position of this one piece that's going to be really close along that edge and making sure that I'm leaving enough for the opposite end. And you do want to leave a little space, at least a good 1/8 of an inch. More if you have it, but I'm going to go ahead and go with 1/8 of an inch. I think I'll be okay with that. So I'm just checking how much space I have. What it is with this, it is about the width of the chipboard when it's standing up against the center piece. So once I get everything scooted down, I'm going to start gluing. So here we go. I'm going to glue this one bottom one down first. And I use a good amount of glue so that it holds this chipboard down. And I'm just going to place it down straight and leave just a tiny bit of the pattern paper to wrap over the edge. So I don't need all of it, but I am leaving that piece of the cutaway stuff there. So I'm going to use my ruler to line up things on the bottom on the side here. So I'm going to use the ruler and I'm going to put glue on the main piece. Now you can use the regular craft or the natural chipboard for this centerpiece. I just happen to have this piece that was already cut, so I thought I'd go ahead and use it and not waste it. So I'm going to put a lot of glue on this and I'm going to glue it down. Now this video today is going to be a little bit longer. We're getting closer towards the end, and depending on if I have an extra day or two, then I might be able to show you a bonus little project that we'll make with the collection. So I'm going to see what we can get done today. It is Friday, October the 27th, so I thought it might be a good day to do a little extra work here on this project. So now I'm going to glue the other piece down to the top, again using the ruler to line everything up straight, and remember to stand it up and then lay it down so that gives you the right amount of gap in there. And excuse my head, I had to see what I was doing. I had to give you enough space where you could see what I was working on, and then for me to come in closer, my head gets in the way. So sorry about that. So now I'm ready to do one of the side pieces. And this is a fun way to make a platform. And if you don't have the chipboard that you normally use for album making, you could glue 2 or 3 pieces of cereal boxes together to get the thickness that you need for chipboard. Or, as I said, you could find a box about the size that you want the base to be and use the lid like a gift box or something like that that's real sturdy, and wrap that with paper and make the base for your little haunted house. So I've made my base. It's going to have the dotted paper on the side that shows. I made it to match the columns of the porch and the front door. Now remember, I am not butting this up completely. It's hard to see in the video because it's a distance away. I stand the chipboard up before I lay it down and get that least one thickness of chipboard space between those. So let that dry and then stand it up and get your fold. You can kind of see the gap there. So I'm getting the folds, just gently bend it. And next I'm ready to cut the flaps so that I can bring it all together. So I'm going to cut along the end of the side piece on each side, turn, and cut along the end piece of the side piece opposite of what you just cut. So you're making 4 cuts, which makes 4 flaps out of the paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and wrap, fold down, and use glue to wrap the top edge. I'm putting some along the chipboard, and I'm putting glue on the paper. And I'm going to wrap that over and burnish it really well. Make sure it sticks down. And use your bone folder. I always like to use my bone folder to burnish it to get a nice clean edge on the top and where it glues down. Turn it around and do the other side the same way. Get my fold first, then I add my glue, wrap and stick it down, burnish, with fingers and with a bone folder. Now turn it, and you're also going to want to wrap the top edge of the piece that has the flap. So I'm going to even wrap the edge where the flap is. So that means I'm folding down that flap, top edge of that flap. So I'm going to use glue to attach that. And where it extends over where the flap is, you're going to want to burnish that. I'll show you just a second here what I mean. So right here, you burnish right up against the chipboard. You attach that excess paper of the flap down so that it goes into the up against the chipboard. And do the other side. And this side of the wrap is a little narrow, but it does work. So we're going to bend it over and hold it down and press it and make sure that it sticks down, and burnish again that extended piece up against the chipboard so that it's flat up against the paper. Okay, so we're ready to bring the sides together. Now I know most times it's best to put the flap to the inside, so I'm going to see if I think it will hold. Otherwise, I'm going to put it to the outside. So I'm going to trim some of it off to make it even. I don't want too much of it extending on the sides, so I'm probably trimming it down. I think it's about a ½ inch. I'm just eyeballing it, so a ½ inch is good. It's not the full width of the sides, so I am trimming it down. And now I'm going to apply glue to the flap. Pull the side up. I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this other side too. Pull the side up, fold the flap around, and hold. You want to make sure you get a nice tight fit there for the corner of the box. And I'm going to use some, let me see, yeah, I'm going to use some of my clothespins and some of my other clips to just clip that together so that it holds while it's drying. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. I've already put glue on it. Get that on there and clip it too. And do the other side the same way. Add some glue. Bring it up and fold the flap over the corner. Hold it, make sure it's straight and in tight, and use a clip to hold it. And the last one. Now we are going to finish the inside of the box so that it looks good on the inside. You can use it to help some of your storage of some of your flatter Halloween decorations. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the inside of the box because I want it to look pretty too. let that dry for a little bit. Okay, it's dried, so I'm taking the clips off. So now we have like a box lid or a platform. Now I've measured the paper to fit to the inside, and I'm going to use the spider webs for the inside here. And it's a little bit too tight, so I'm going to just trim a smidge off to get it to fit in the way I like it. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to use glue and attach it into the base of the box. And place it in and burnish it in so that it lays flat. The nice thing about this particular glue that you can get from Country Craft Creations, it's called Art Glitter Designer Glue. It does dry clear, but it also, if you use the metal tip, you order that separately. The metal tip, it puts a fine line of glue down, and when you burnish it, you don't have any wrinkles or bubbles with this glue. And I really love that. However, the only problem is Country Craft Creations is in Utah, and I think this company that makes it is also in a northern state, so they don't ship it in the winter. So if you're needing this, you need to order it pretty soon so that you'll have plenty on hand during the cold winter months. Okay, I'm just reinforcing my corner there. It was gapping a little bit, and I didn't like the way that looks right there. So I'm just going to glue a little bit and hold that in. I've measured and cut strips of the spiderweb paper to finish the sides on the inside of the box, and I'm inking the edges along the top especially and trimming it down just a little bit to make sure it fits. And I'm going to glue one to each side on the inside to finish this off. So I don't want it sticking out over the top, so just use your scissors if necessary and trim off to make it fit. So I'm dry fitting it, and then I'm going to glue it in. Okay, my box is finished. The base for the house, so this is, I'm going to check the fit. Now you can either put it in this way and have the box around the edges. I'm going to turn it over and place it like this so that I have an area for my fence to sit. And now I'm going to take my black distress ink, the black soot, and I'm just going to ink all the edges and kind of give it a little more Halloween spooky look. Don't want anything looking brand new. It's got to have that haunted look to it. So I'm inking all the edges. Okay, I think this base is going to work. So tomorrow we'll be ready to finish the house by adding the fences to the porch, adding a few more little decorations, some spiders and things, and the house will be done. So tomorrow, check back.